What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the best meta defenders in every single budget. So let's start off, get straight into it, as we've got a lot to cover. So we've gone with the 0 to about 50,000 coin mark for the first players, and to be honest, these are still very viable options. I do find that quite a lot of people now have got that upgraded defense, hence why a lot of these players are pretty much redundant. We're seeing Kyle Walker at 17k, we're seeing Ferland Mendy now at 34, even Theo and Alfonso are completely on the floor. But I must admit, if you are starting brand new, maybe you don't have the upgraded defense, I would recommend any of these players, to be honest. Kind of my favourite pairing, or favourite back four, say. I do kind of go with the back four rather than the back five. I would say Ferland Mendy would be my number one shout, Kyle Walker would be on the right, I'd then say Varane, and then if I had to pick another centre-back out of just these, I'd probably go with Kounde. I must admit, even though he is technically the most expensive out of all of them, he's definitely earned it this year, I think. If then we go into the next bracket up, as we don't want to talk about golds too much, they are all very decent at the price, but I feel like everybody now is kind of in that 100 to 250k mark per player. The first player on the list is always going to be Virgil. 180 will last you an absolute lifetime. This card is always going to be fantastic for as long as he's playing. Then if you think we're going to get rid of him, he's going to become an icon or a hero at the very minimum. And again, he's going to be the one that you want to get straight away. We then have a few others if we go through the centre-back. So Diego Carlos is an SBC, but that's kind of not the reason he's in here. We have got the ability to evolution him from his, from his base card or 1-up into an 87 or an 86 again. He's not a bad little centre-back. Again, he's maybe not my number one favourite. He's kind of in the lower tier here. But again, you've got a Brazilian links. You've got a centre-back with decent pace, decent defending physical. The only thing he's missing is that playstyle plus, which as we go up into the kind of bigger categories will become very prominent. Then we also have Ruben Diaz. He's kind of up there mainly for the defensive ability, and I do think pace is a massive factor still. But if you have got someone like a Virgil, a Varane, a Rejo, a Militao, somebody with very good pace next to him, even a fullback, say you've got an Hakimi, you've got a Cancelo, a Dodo, they are going to cover as well. But the big thing with him is that anticipate playstyle plus. It definitely adds a good value to him. We then also have a Rejo, who can be a right back and a centre back in this version. Again, I normally prefer him at centre back. I've played against him once or twice as a right back, and I really wasn't that impressed. He is a centre back in my opinion. Two of the best left backs that we can get. Baka is an SBC. I thought I'd bring her in because she is sensational. Still due another upgrade, and more than likely from the Lyon results in the Champions League, they are likely to get through as well. Very unlikely to not. So she is going to be a 91 left back that literally is broken. I can imagine EA will nerf her at some point because she's literally already a left back that can go till team of the year, probably even further, to be honest. So everybody's got it done. So if you haven't, unfortunately, you might have to go for a kind of year in review pack and pray that you get her in the next set. You can't get her, obviously, in the first set of year in review. We also then have Robbo. Beautiful upgrade from him. Obviously, the Trailblazer. Rapid isn't necessarily the playstyle plus you want on him, purely because we kind of want more of a defensive playstyle if we can, but it still needs and must. He's got it, he's got a playstyle plus, and it can definitely have some benefits. Cancelo on the other side with the technical playstyle plus, that one really is useless for him. Unless you're playing 5-back and he's kind of really heavy on that wing back, there is no reason to have that technical. But again, still a very good right back. If you are looking Portuguese La Liga links, he's definitely going to be the one there. Zanetti's more of a CDM, but I do still like him as an overall player. So if you do have him and maybe you've got two DMs, a CM DM that are absolutely insane, he could definitely still do you a job in that right back. And then finally on this list, we've got Dodo. I feel like he's a cracking right back, especially for the Serie A. Whilst we haven't got huge amounts of options, I think for an 86 is not bad whatsoever. Great pace. You can add the anchor onto him to get a little bit more on that defending physical, and he'll definitely get the job done. Now, this is where we start to get into some more expense. This is the kind of, what did I put it as? 250. So this is anywhere between, I believe, 250 and 500,000 coins. So we'll start off with the top. We have got Tomori and Marquinhos. A lot of these players, especially the centre backs, are mainly due to if you have packed them rather than purchasing them. I don't normally like to go and buy players because naturally EA are trying to suck out all of the coins possible so that you have to either then go buy points or naturally just play the game more to get more coins, to get more players, to obviously put into SBCs and get lucky. Everything is revolved around untradeable, but that's why I've kind of gone with the list of the best players in these positions. And to be honest, I think all of these would get into teams. You've got Tomori and Marquinhos as the lower 250s, still incredible. You've got Company, Desai. Desai is a fantastic one. I definitely like him again, more as a CDM, like Zanetti, like Lahm as well. I personally like them out of the defence because I'd quite happy sit there with a Virgil and Blanc, have Desai in front of him, have a Petit, have a Rijkaard. They just do the job better in that CDM role and definitely can play it as well. There is lots of centre-backs, like for instance Marquez, I believe. I don't know if his card now can, but last year was a centre-back or CDM like Mascherano, whereas Marquez was a centre-back through and through. Whereas I think with Desai, especially because we've had that prime moments before, we know full well he is very good in that CDM role, especially if he does get the upgrade also. Blanc and Vidic, 2 SBCs that I believe are still available for some time. If you've done Blanc already, then fair enough, because Blanc's definitely a very good price. I wouldn't necessarily go for both. I think both of them could play together, but I'd definitely go with one of them and Virgil. Virgil is the factor in every point. He is the number one goal for a centre-back, unless you're going for the higher tier, which we'll have a look at in a second. Company is absolutely fantastic. The Anticipate trait, the Playstyle Plus, is the number one for me. That is the winning one. When it comes to Virgil, he's got Aerial, so it kind of is that lovely combination of the two, and that's what makes Blanc the personal option between Blanc and Vidic. Then I've got Sol Campbell, another great card from the Thunderstruck, can be upgraded in 2 more wins, I think, for Arsenal. As I think they did win, or did they draw? They might have drew, but I'm pretty sure they won. Which means that if he does get 2 more wins in the next 3 matches, he will be upgraded to that 88. When it comes to fullbacks, we've got Zambrotta on one side. Everybody knows he's incredible. 4-star, 5-star. As soon as we get another upgrade, Zambrotta's going to be way more in the talkings. He will be expensive, but he is a phenomenal fullback if you can get him. The other side, we have the brand new Tio Hernandez. Lovely 86. Again, I wouldn't necessarily say he's massively worth it, because if we kind of do the comparison between the 86 and the 85, it is just a 1 upgrade, so you are paying mainly for the dynamic. He is 1s on everything and a 2 on the passing. This is where a Playstyle Plus would massively bring the rating of the price up. I'd kind of say yes, I'd pay him 300k if he was to have the Anticipate, the Quick Step, something on the defense with a Playstyle Plus. And it's what personally Sakina does really well. She's got the inform, she's now got a triple threat with a Quick Step. It is just adding value to the card. Now we do have the 500k to a mil price. This is really where everybody wants to be, because naturally, if you have a back 4 of any of, well, all of these players, you are absolutely laughing. But the price is astronomical. If I was to kind of pick between all of these, it'd be Ferland Mendy left back, Virgil in form at the centre back, next to Varane 88, who looks insane, and then having someone like a Carfu, I'd say, at right back. Even Frimpong, to be honest, looks absolutely delicious. They are going to be the back 4 that would last you team of the season easily. Yes, you'll have players that can be upgraded, but you could happily have that back line. I feel like Lucio this year, still very good, but we haven't seen enough of him yet. I can imagine as we go through with more base hero picks, packs, the whole shebang, we definitely will be seeing more, and more than likely, the price will drop. We have, like I said, we've got Frimpong, naturally always very, very good. I think he's already had 1 upgrade. I want to say he has got long throw as well, which it is what it is. I'm not a massive fan of long throw. I think that's such a waste of a Playstyle Plus. Has he had an upgrade? Looking through the tracker, I can't see him yet, but we keep going down. There is so many players, and yet he's had the first upgrade, so we are still waiting on them versus Dortmund, Stuttgart, and also Frankfurt. Then we also have the same for Varane and also Alfonso. They've all had their +1. They've still got a chance of another upgrade if they manage to win 2 more in their next 3 matches, which means we could be looking at an 88 Frimpong, an 89 Varane, and an 87 Alfonso. I like that they're going with these upgrades, especially incorporating real life. I feel like they did it really well with the road to the knockout, road to the final, and then obviously with fantasy. It's just an extra layer of upgradable cards. So it is nice, and I must admit, they are very, very good in the game. They've picked the right players, especially through the Black Friday promo. I think they got pretty much most things right. When it comes to the icons, I'm not a massive fan of Ashley Cole. I definitely wouldn't be paying 900k. I just think he's kind of more... He was very difficult to pack during the Centurions, and I think that went the same for all of the Centurions, to be honest. And it's why Furlan Mendy's still nearly 800k as well. We do have Rio at 700. I feel like he's a very good centre-back, but would I pay 700? I'd definitely go and pay 600k for Virgil and be done with it, to be honest. Koyunde, Trailblazer, they were expensive. Still a very good centre-back, but again, I'd rather go with the gold, to be honest. I think adding the playstyle plus to him, which is nice, but I don't think it's worth the extra 540 that you're going to have to pay just to get the extra dynamic. Kimpembe is naturally always going to be good. Base card's still fantastic, and any upgrade he does get is, again, just absolutely beautiful. And Carfu is one of the best right-backs you can get in the game. We used his loan, and he is effortless. And finally, I didn't work it out like this, but there is only 4 cards above 1 million coins in Defenders. We have got Roberto Carlos, who's 1.3 mil. I don't quite get how he's still so expensive. I thought he would have definitely dropped. I'd 100% take a gold Furlan, well, not even gold, a Centurions Furlan Mendy, even Baka. I would have thought that would have really lowered his price, but apparently not. Maybe he is very hard to get. We've got Carlos Alberto at 1.2. We have the new Thunderstruck Carfu at 1.5. Who has won his first match. He is representing Roma, so if they do manage to win 2 more in a row, he will become a 93, which is outstanding, hence why the price is very expensive still. And finally, Maldini, 2.3 mil, one of, if not the best centre-back on the game currently, and we will see him naturally progress more and more with all of these base icon picks and packs. So that is going to be the list. They are the best of the best. I'd personally go, my favourite defence would be something Centurions, Mendy, or Baka. I'd then go Maldini and Virgil, and I'd probably go Thunderstruck right back Carfu as the back line. Let me know your back line, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.